Hello, I thought I would sit down and do a few updates because honestly, it has been a minute since I filmed, and I will talk a little bit more about that within these updates. But today's drink is the Chobani 20 grams of protein. Where does it say? Cookies and cream. It's really small, it's kind of hard to see. I tried the Chobani strawberry cheesecake a few days ago, and it was so good. That one was only 10 grams of protein. This one's a lot bigger and it has more calories and stuff, but I only had my protein coffee this morning. Is there like protein in this or is it just protein from milk? I guess I don't know what the difference is between protein from milk versus like protein powder, but I honestly try to not get all of my protein from like protein powder and to try to get some from like yogurt and meat and cheese and stuff like that. I try to just get one protein, and that is my protein coffee in the morning. I love my protein coffee in the morning. If you've been here, you know this to be true. Let me see. Where are the ingredients, though? Ingredients. Greek yogurt. Yeah, Greek yogurt is number one, so I would assume most of the protein's just from the yogurt. Dang, these are good. These are really good. Chobani, you did it. I wish these weren't so expensive because one of these was like over $2 for just one. But I guess you're getting protein, you're getting yogurt. It's really good. I'll probably buy like two of these every week because they're a fun treat. Anyways, back to the updates, which is the whole point of me sitting down here in my closet where it is hopefully going to stay quiet because one child is asleep and one child is having their rest time in the living room. So hopefully I don't get interrupted, but if I do, life is life, you know. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was Florida because the video before this one was a vlog and there was a huge portion of it that was me talking about Florida because I had just gotten back from Florida at this point and I don't know where that video even went. Did I even press record? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just talked at my phone for like an hour about Florida and it all got deleted. I wish I had it because it would still be fresh in my memory, and we all know my memory is crap. So let's start with the airplane. I have not been to an airport. I've not been on an airplane. I'm just going to say this is my first time because I have been to Florida before. I was 5. I don't remember it at all. Nothing. So I sat down on the airplane and I got a window seat. So that was exciting, but I was very, very nervous. And I feel like it felt like it was going to take absolutely forever for us to take off because I knew as soon as this airplane is in the sky, there's really no turning back. I can't just leave. Like, you're stuck on the airplane. And I was very nervous that I was going to chicken out and that I wouldn't make it to Florida because that would be a thing that I would do. So I'm just sitting on the airplane, trying not to think about anything, and my mom is with me. She took me on this trip for my 30th birthday, which is great. I loved it. She's kind of an anxious flyer too, but she, ever since she retired, has been more of a traveler. She's been to a lot of countries at this point, and she's been on an airplane a few times, especially lately. And she was anxious, and I said, Mom, can you just pretend to not be anxious because I don't want to freak out. So I could tell she was holding it back, and thankfully she did because we did take off, and you know what? I loved it. I loved the feeling of taking off. It just felt like whoosh, and it was just really exciting, and I don't know. I'm really surprised that I loved flying, but I loved it. Besides the child kicking my seat, I thought maybe this was just a cliche. It actually happened, but it was fine. If I had to deal with that minor inconvenience, whatever. I got to look out the window the whole time, which was very cloudy, honestly, until we hit Florida, and then I could see the ocean from out my window, and I was like, I didn't realize how much that I would see, like, the coastline and the ocean, and it just looked so cool. I was just so excited, and then we landed, and it felt humid. So this is April, and in April, it's just very cold in Wisconsin, and it's still kind of yucky. You could even have a snowstorm in April still. So when we landed in Florida, and I could immediately just feel the humidity, I was like, well, I hate humidity because we get humidity here in the summer for sure. But I was very excited to feel like 70-degree weather, and we stepped out of the airplane. Well, we stepped into the airport, but you could feel like the breeze from outside, and I was so excited. I was like, it's so warm here. I'm going to be able to wear my swimsuit for the first time this season. This is so good. I might be babbling a little bit too much, but honestly, one of the highlights, very unexpected highlights, was just the airplane. So I don't remember exactly what the first thing that we did when we were all done doing like the boring stuff, like getting the rental car, getting to our room and unpacking a little bit. I feel like I must have gone to the beach first, but maybe we went out to eat first. I don't know, but I'm going to summarize everything. The beach, amazing. Loved it. The sand was very, very hot. So I had to wear my sandals for a lot of it. I was surprised by that, by how hot and how cold the sand could get. The sand got very cold, like in the early morning and at night. And it took me about a full day to actually like submerge in the ocean. I was afraid of fish and sharks and seaweed. I don't like the feeling of seaweed. It gives me the ick. So I'm very afraid of these things, but I finally just did it. And then I had like a little, just the goggles and not the snorkel, but the goggles that cover your nose and stuff. They had the snorkel available at the hotel too, but I was very much, I don't want to share germs with everybody at this hotel. So I just did the goggles, and I was looking under in the water for seashells. I collected so many seashells. I collected so many seashells, and most of them I would say I collected while I was in the water because it was just so much fun to be looking in the water. And eventually I got deep enough that I could see some fish. I don't remember what type of fish they were. My mom told me because my mom was super into snorkeling and scuba diving before I was born, so she knows a lot about fish and stuff. She told me what they were. I don't remember what they were. They weren't like beautiful fish. They were little brown fish, but they were fish that I have not seen before, and that was exciting to see. The salt was a little extra. Like, that was a lot of salt. I knew obviously that the ocean is salty, but dang, it is salty. Like, it burned in my eyes, getting in my mouth. I did not enjoy the salt, but it was definitely worth it to be in the water and just, oh, I love the ocean. As for food, I was trying to enjoy food, but to still not go completely crazy because I am on a weight loss journey right now. It was not my number one priority to not eat the food, but I kept it chill. We got a few snacks from the grocery store when we got there. I did get to eat on the beach. I got myself a Bahama Mama, and I had some tacos. We went to an Italian restaurant one night, and I had fettuccine Alfredo. We went to a Mexican restaurant and I had some enchiladas. For breakfast, I had a croissant roll with, I think Nutella was inside of it. It was really good. And then one day for breakfast, we went somewhere and got pancakes and fruit. And something about the fruit was different. Like, the fruit was better here. I can't believe I'm already like 20 minutes into recording and I'm still on the food in Florida. What else did I have for food? Then the movement. I kept it moving the entire time. I think I wore my mom out, actually. I maybe should have chilled out just a little bit. When I was not walking, I was swimming. And if I was not walking or swimming, we were sleeping for the night. Our full 8 hours of sleep. On average, we put in 20,000 steps per day while we were there. And that doesn't even count, like, the fact that I was walking on the sand makes it even more difficult. The fact that I was swimming, I got a lot of movement in. So when I did come home, I weighed myself, and I weighed the same as when I left, which I feel like is an accomplishment. Maintenance in that situation is an accomplishment. I took it. I was fully expecting to at least gain like 1 or 2 pounds throughout, like, because we ate at the airport too, and I let myself have some fancy coffee. But yeah, that was Florida. I'm sure it'll come up randomly throughout other vlogs too, because it feels like it was, I'm going to be dramatic here. It feels like it was life-changing because I just love the ocean that much. And I just really want to get more into it without a shark eating me. So the next update is a not so fun update. I did attempt to film this a few times, and I feel like I couldn't get everything that I wanted to say out, and that I was kind of sad. So a little bit of a warning, this is a sad one. And you might even know what I'm going to talk about because I did put a post a community post and a shorts post about this. We ended up um we ended up losing Penny, my dog that I've had since I was 14. She I got her when I was in ninth grade, at the very beginning of ninth grade. She was a Christmas present when I was in ninth grade. And she went through me all the way through high school. She stayed with my parents while I was in college, but I saw her very often while I was in college. And then when I finally graduated and moved out, she moved with me and she went with us. She was at my wedding. She wasn't in the wedding. I kind of have regrets over that. But she was at my wedding. And she's been there through pretty much everything, it feels like. I have very little memory of my life before I had Penny. And when I came back from Florida, I think maybe like a week or two after that, me and my husband started talking about if it was going to be time soon, because she was 15 years old. She obviously had started slowing down. She mostly was just sleeping throughout the days. And she looked like maybe she was having a harder time walking, but at this point we couldn't 100% tell if she was having a hard time walking. And one morning I just looked at her and she couldn't get up, and I had to help her get up, and that is when I knew that it was probably time. Like, we'd been talking about it for about a week at that point, about what we should do, and we had originally decided to just take her to a vet and get a second opinion, because one thing that I did not want to do is that I did not want to drag it out. And I feel a little bit of guilt because I almost feel like maybe I did drag it out and I made her stay with us longer than maybe I should have. And I have some guilt over that, but I also felt guilt whenever I thought about it, that maybe I was taking her too soon. And I felt like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. And especially, so, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. So we decided to take her in because she couldn't get up anymore, and this was the day before my birthday, so that kind of sucked. But honestly, looking at her, I didn't think she was gonna make it to my birthday anyways, so we took her in, and we said goodbye, and yeah, that was about a month ago now. The first week after, I honestly just felt like maybe she was at like a puppy daycare. Like, it didn't feel like that she was gone. It felt like she was gonna come back. I gotta get through this. I've tried so many times to film this, and it just, because I thought I was doing a lot better. Honestly, I thought I would get through this. Whew. Now my shake's gone. Anyways, the first week I felt completely normal, mostly because it just didn't feel like she was actually gone. I felt like she was going to come back. The second week was very, very hard, because that's when I realized she's gone. And after that, I feel like it's gotten easier. Like, I can look at pictures and videos of her and not become a complete mess. But I guess talking about, the whole situation has brought up a lot of emotions, so it's hard. It's definitely hard because I've had her for so long, and my whole daily routine is different, because it used to be like, if we were going somewhere for a long time, what were we going to do about Penny? Was she going to come with? Was she going to stay home? Who was going to take care of her? And if I'm home, I was like, okay, this is when I'm taking her out. This is when she gets her food, and she's a very picky dog. So making her food was a whole ordeal. Okay, I'm back. I took a little break. I think I just needed a minute to breathe. We're going to move on to the next topic, even though I'm sure I forgot something in regards to Penny. Just know I'm going through it currently, but I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better. So as for weight loss, we talked a little bit about how I just maintained while I was in Florida. Once I got back from Florida, I ate how I wanted-ish. I went through this phase right before Florida and right after Florida, where I was doing intentional eating or intuitive eating, which is for me basically just trying to eat better foods, more whole foods, more healthy foods, and also only eating when I was hungry. And that was working for me very well before I left for Florida. I think I lost like 2-ish pounds before I left for Florida. I think it helped prepare me for Florida too, to not go absolutely insane and eat everything that I saw. So I'm thankful for that. And the first week that I came back, I did it. And then I kind of just forgot I was doing it, honestly. And I just kept eating and snacking. That's when I started gaining a little bit of weight. I got to, I think, 205 pounds, which I kind of bounced between 200 and 205 back and forth a lot, pretty much since I got to Wonderland for like half a day. So it's been like a year that I've been fluctuating these 5 pounds, and I just need to get into the 100s. I'm very determined now to get to it, but there was a minute there where I was kind of just eating what I wanted and whatever, but I got back into exercise, which is good because I couldn't tell you the last time that I picked up my dumbbells and did some weightlifting or anything. I was kind of on a incline walking kick. I got bored and I started pushing that workout away. So I started doing some more YouTube workouts. Kaylee Cohen Fit, she is my absolute favorite. Love her. And I also love MK Fit for more of my cardio work. That is what has gotten me back to working out. I would say I got a good week of working out, and then my kids got sick. I couldn't do anything other than take care of the kids and snuggle them and help them and all of that. And then, I caught it, but I caught it a light version of it. I caught more of like a cold. What they had was like a cold flu situation. I think I avoided the flu and just got the cold. And thankfully, they recovered very, very quickly. So it was like 2 days of taking care of them. And then when I caught it, I was like, okay, I'm going to plan 2 or 3 days where I'm just sick. I can lay on the couch. I can be a potato. I am sick and recovering. And actually that ended up working out pretty good. I still have a little tickle. I took NyQuil last night, but I think tonight I might be able to sleep unmedicated. That NyQuil sleep though, it's good. It's a good sleep. So while I was sick, I decided, since I couldn't focus on exercising anymore, because if I moved, I was wheezing. It was gross. So I decided to focus more on my nutrition. And what I decided to do, which is groundbreaking, but I've been pushing against it for forever, is to set a calorie goal and start tracking my food. I hate tracking. I do. But it is the thing that works. It's very unfortunate. It is the thing that works. So as far as numbers for me tracking, I am looking to hit about 1,500 calories or just below 1,500 calories. That's what's been working so far. I may adjust that as I see fit, and there are some days where I eat 1,700 calories, and maybe the next day I make sure that I'm like 1,400 calories or so. Like, I'm not super strict on it, but I'm trying to like even it out throughout the week. And it's only been a week of me doing this, so I'm not talking as an expert. Although I have tracked calories on and off probably since I was like 16, honestly. So that's like half my life. So I know what I'm doing for the most part. Just adjusting as needed. Prioritizing the protein. I want to hit at least 100, which might be low. But 100 is easy for me to get to. So I'm sticking with 100. And once I start focusing too much on these little numbers within the big calorie number, that is when I start freaking out about every single ingredient and every single thing. So I'm aiming lower for protein. 100 for protein, 1,500 for calories, being a little lenient on whether or not I hit the 1,500, but kind of making sure if I go over one day, maybe I go under the next day. You get what I'm saying. That's what I've been doing this week. And so far I've lost 2 pounds. So it's working. And I'm going to do it again next week and see if it still works. And the thing that's helped the most with calorie counting is I sat down and planned out my entire week, every single meal that I was planning on eating. And I let myself like edit it throughout the day if I needed to. But having a plan at the beginning of each day without having to sit and plan things every single day, like everything every single day, that has been so helpful. So I probably should sit and plan my next week after I'm done filming here. And the last updates are for YouTube. I was planning on dropping a video every single day in May, and because of all the updates that you got to hear today, I was not able to do that. And the reason that I wanted to upload every day in May was because it was my 30th birthday. I was like, this is how I can celebrate it, by dropping a video every single day. So I had pre-filmed quite a bit in April, and I had uploaded it, and I just needed to do just like making the thumbnail, doing the description, adding the tags, doing all of that little stuff. I needed to do that after I got back from Florida, and then all these videos were ready to go. I had, I think, like 4 videos ready by the time I left for Florida. And then everything went downhill, and I took forever to do these little tasks. That is why a lot of these videos that you are seeing are from April, even though it is June. So yes, I was very behind. It just, life happens, you know? I'm just glad that I didn't announce that I was going to be uploading every day in May. And I strategically did that because I was like, if I do this, it'll be a fun surprise for mostly me. And if I don't do it, I don't feel guilty, or I don't feel the need to really push myself. And I thought, you know, the best thing that could happen is that it works out. Second best thing is that I upload more often in May. And the worst thing that could happen is that I don't upload at all in May. And I feel like I don't I think I uploaded like 2 videos in May, so I guess the worst thing that happened. But, you know, the worst thing that could have happened was that I completely quit YouTube. That did not happen. Here I am. Hello. As for the summer, it can tend to be a little bit more busy because I'm outside doing things with the kids and stuff. I am going to aim to put 1 video up per week, and I think I might throw in another fitness challenge. I started the year with a Chloe Ting workout, and I still get notifications of people commenting on there. Thank you for everyone that has commented on there. I see these comments. I don't know, something about me replying to like a really old video seems weird, and I'm just getting in my head about it. So if I have not replied to you, I'm sorry, but I have read it, and I love all of the encouragement that everybody's given me, the ideas that everybody's given me for different Chloe Ting workouts that I could do. Thank you. Thank you. But with that said, I do want to do another fitness challenge because people seem to really like that. I don't know what it'll be yet. For right now, I'm kind of just getting back into the groove again. I've said this so many times, but I mean it this time. I probably said that last time too. I mean it this time. I am back in the groove because I am working on my fitness and my nutrition at the same time starting next week. Today, I'm still going to kind of take it easy because I did do a lot this morning. I was out with the kids. We did play group. I went shopping. I'm doing this video and my throat is starting to protest. But thank you for hanging out through all of my updates. Let me know if there's any specific fitness challenges that you'd like to see. And I will see you next time. Bye!